Hi folks, Puffin here with your Antifa News Briefa for September 11th, 2021. This one is just about some live streamers. Bakersfield Copwatch live streamers. I know you're like, what the heck is that? I'm like, what the heck is that? And maybe I'm the one behind the times. Maybe since they canceled cops, there's like live streamers in every city, like live streaming what the cops do, chasing them around on their listening in on their CBs or the police band radios to find out where the action is and rushing to it and being part of the problem. So people are live streaming that. There's 5 different ones in Bakersfield, California. They all seem to be Proud Boys. There's live chats going on where people are, happy chatting in their own ways. Not actually the same terrorist chat that I've seen in other things that are perpetuated by these Russian trolls and stuff who are pushing like heavy KKK agenda. But sensitive about mentioning the Proud Boys for sure. So I got banned from all 3 of these chats tonight, early morning, September 11th, and got banned from 2 of them within about 5 or 10 minutes. And the third one, they put me on timeout a couple times and then banned me after that. Just some interesting details about my experience there. That when I mentioned cops being arrested for killing Elijah McClain specifically, the 3 cops that were arrested in Aurora last week for killing Elijah McClain 2 years ago, and the 2 paramedics also. That's when, it got their attention and they got mad and, started telling me, we back the blue here, which brought me to the question, well, I'm supporting the police who arrested the bad police. And it really brings up, to me, the issue with these Trumpers and how they say, support the soldier, that they support the military, all these different things that they claim to be, the ones supporting people in the situation. And they're not. Because backing the blue, of course, doesn't apply when you're storming the Capitol. Or backing the blue doesn't apply when the police are arresting the other police. I'm just saying, hey, I'm supporting the arresting officers. I'm supporting the officers who arrested the officers who killed people. Isn't that backing the blue? And then they cut you off. They kick you out of there. So the other chat I'd actually been in a few days before, and they weren't censoring me as far as I remember. Or maybe I wasn't really trying to say anything. But this time, this one's called TW Lives, I think. TW Lives. Bakersfield, California Cop Watchers. And, I'm getting along all right in there, but people in that chat recognize me from the other chat, which happened in the second one too. So just to know that people who are watching this chat are watching multiple chats, and while the moderators claim, when I asked them, are you guys independent? Are you guys connected? Are you working for anybody? They claim, no, we're working for ourselves, we're independent. They're obviously part of a network. And some of the people in the chat would take offense if you said something about Proud Boys. And, you're the one who was talking about Proud Boys. They'll call you out when you get to a new chat. Oh, I saw you in this other chat. You were the one criticizing us. So you can tell they're sensitive about Proud Boys, because they are, which is a terrorist group. I mean, we're not treating them like that yet for some weird reason, but we will be in the future. So, I'm probably doing them a favor by trying to give them some good advice. Maybe don't be protecting these terrorists or don't be associating with these terrorists, but they don't want that. They're recruiting. So I get kicked out because I'm onto them. And I'm more careful in that third one, the TW Lives. But, because I've been kind of chatting if you watch some of their videos, you'll hear them mention my name, even the guys making the video in the truck that are going to chase the police, because they're in my comments. So, I got along with those guys all right the first time. This time, people are reporting on me for having brought up police being arrested in another channel. Arrested by police, though. Just wanting to point that out. They don't get to control the conversation about who supports the police by saying they support them more than anybody else, when they apparently only support the police who are terrorists, who are killing people. Those are the ones they support in this situation. You can't support the police who arrest bad police. Or you're calling their bluff. So they only support, the terrorists, the KKK, the Proud Boys. And, they're whining about, you were talking about the Proud Boys. You were criticizing the Proud Boys, basically, is what they're upset about. And so somebody had mentioned Superman, And there's a story about Superman, which I'll probably make another video for, about how Superman used to only beat up the KKK on his radio show in the 40s and 50s every single week or every day. Whenever Superman was doing his thing, what his thing was doing was beating up the KKK. Like, that's all he did. That's his only enemy. And there's a backstory to that. But I just introduced the concept when talking about Superman. Superman used to just beat up the Klan every single day. They kicked me out of the chat. So I feel like it shows who you are by who you protect. It shows, and in this case, these people who say they back the blue, and that's why they wanted to keep me out of chat, because I'm not backing the blue, because I mentioned cops being arrested. Or they would call that political. It's not political. Now, you might have a political party that's saying we're going to support terrorist cops, and we're going to support terrorist Taliban, and we're going to give this country of Afghanistan to the Taliban. You might have a terrorist party that's doing that is the political wing of terrorism, but it doesn't make it a political thing for a cop to be arrested for murder. That's just justice. No matter what political system you're in, or that doesn't sway a vote. I mean, it does in the situation of don't vote for the Republicans who want to enable these cops who are terrorizing people. Anyway, so I feel like I revealed the underbelly of this Proud Boy network that's chasing around the cops. And that the cops are working with the Proud Boys. I've heard investigative reports on that the cops will tip the Proud Boys off to things they're doing. It seems like this is their way of kind of having some backup or having some eyes on. And I've seen this in Bakersfield. I saw the people themselves saying there's 5 different streamers in Bakersfield, California, which to me doesn't seem like a big place. And so I just wonder, leave a comment, let me know. Or leave some links in the comments. Let's track them all down. Because who are these people watching the cops? For one, it's interesting to have them there. It's interesting to be able to keep an eye on the cops, because these people are just wanting to lick their boots and they're out there, but you can watch them through their cameras. Just like if you've paid attention to YouTube, they don't let you see any Black Lives Matter protests from the streamers that stream it. But they will let you see right-wing restreamers of Black Lives Matter protests, which is probably from watching those guys how I got into the analytics to get suggested this Copwatch stuff anyway. But yeah, I'd like to know if there's other towns out there, if you've seen other Copwatch channel. For some reason, I've seen 5 of them from Bakersfield, 5 different ones, different people driving around live every night, chasing cops or chasing whoever. Or just like, I saw these guys like, let's chase this guy down because we think he's drunk. He's driving 100 miles an hour, so we get to drive 100 miles an hour. Just not realizing that you're making things less safe for everybody in your weird fantasy world. But, maybe we'll get into more details of that in comments or something. I hope I don't return to this subject. But I wanted people to know about it. It's weird that people are watching the police, trying to be the police in their way, and that they've got these networks that will censor you. So